Shalom Aleichem. Peace be with you, my brothers and sisters. Today we explain the year 5786 from the day of creation until today. As we read in Genesis chapter 5, verse 1 to 32, generation from Adam to Noah. This is the record of the descendants of Adam when God created human beings. He made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female. When they were created, He blessed them and named them humankind. Adam was 130 years old when he begot a son in his likeness. After his image, he named him Seth. Seth was 105 years old when he begot Enos. Enos was 90 years old when he begot Kenan. Kenan was 70 years old when he begot Mahalalel. Mahalalel was 65 years old when he begot Jared. Jared was 162 years old when he begot Enoch. Enoch was 65 years old when he begot Methuselah. Methuselah was 187 years old when he begot Lamech. Lamech was 182 years old when he begot Noah. And Noah was 500 years old when he begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. In the total of 1,556 years. In the book of Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 to 26, as we read, the descendants from Shem to Abraham. These are the descendants of Shem. When Shem was 100 years old, he begot Arpachshad. Arpachshad was 35 years old when he begot Shelah. Shelah was 30 years old when he begot Eber. Eber was 34 years old when he begot Peleg. Peleg was 30 years old when he begot Reu. Reu was 32 years old when he begot Serug. Serug was 30 years old when he begot Nahor. Nahor was 29 years old when he begot Terah. Terah was 70 years old when he begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran, to the total of 390 years. In the book of Matthew chapter 1, verse 1 to 6, the genealogy of Jesus. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac. Isaac, the father of Jacob. Jacob, the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah became the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez became the father of Hezron. Hezron the father of Ram. Ram the father of Aminadab. Aminadab became the father of Nahshon. Nahshon the father of Salmon. Salmon the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rehab. Rehab became the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Obed became the father of Jesse. Jesse the father of David the king. David became the father of Solomon, whose mother had been the wife of Uriah. In this section, when Abraham was 100 years old, he begot Isaac, as we read in Genesis chapter 21, verse 5. When Isaac was 60 years old, he begot Jacob and Esau. That can we read in Genesis chapter 25, verse 26. During the lifetime of Isaac is 180 years. We can read in Genesis chapter 35, verse 28. But there's no record when the the birth of Judah, but we have the record of the lifetime of Joseph. Joseph was 110 years old in his lifetime. You can read in Genesis chapter 50 verse 22. And as we read in Genesis chapter 37 verse 2, when Joseph was 17 years old, that's the time when he was sold by his brothers to the Egyptians, and that total was 93 years. So we can compute the 100 years old from Abraham, Isaac lifetime 180, and the 93 years old, the total of 373 years, because after that, that's the when Joseph was during the death of Joseph, and then that's the time of slavery in Egypt. As we continued in the book of Matthew chapter 1 verse 7 to 16, this is what we read. Solomon became the father of Rehoboam, Rehoboam the father of Abijah, Abijah the father of Asaph, Asaph became the father of Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphat the father of Joram, Joram the father of Uzziah, Uzziah became the father of Jotham, Jotham the father of Ahaz, Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, Hezekiah became the father of Manasseh, Manasseh the father of Amos, Amos the father of Josiah, Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the Babylonian exile. After the Babylonian exile, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel, Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, Zerubbabel the father of Abiud, Abiud became the father of Eliakim, Eliakim the father of Azor, Azor the father of Zadok, Zadok became the father of Achim, Achim the father of Eliud, Eliud the father of Eleazar, Eleazar became the father of Mathan, Mathan the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus, who is called the Messiah. In this portion, during the time of Solomon, as we read in 1 Kings chapter 6 verse 1, the 480 years from the time of slavery in Egypt, and also during the time of Rehoboam, he was 41 years old, as we read in 1 Kings chapter 14 verse 21. Also we read 1 Kings chapter 15 verse 1 and 2. That's the reign of Abijah. But at that time, Abijah is the assistant of his father Rehoboam during that time. So only he reigned 3 years after the death of his father Rehoboam. And as we read in 1 Kings chapter 15 verse 9 and 10, Asaph was 41, he reigned 41 years, and Asaph was 41 years old when he became king, and Jehoshaphat 35 years old when he became king, as we read in 1 Kings chapter 22 verse 42. Also Joram 40 in 2 Kings chapter 8 verse 17, and in 2 Kings chapter 15 verse 1 and 2. That's the lifetime of Uzziah or Azariah. Uzziah and Azariah is the same. His lifetime was 68 years. And after his death, we can read that's the total of 705 years. And after the death of Azariah, as we read in the book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, the foreword, this is what we read. The ministry of Isaiah extend from the death of Uzziah in 742 BC. So we have the record years. That's before Christ. So from that time until Jesus was born, that's the 742 years. So as we total all the years, this is what we got. 1556. We can read in Genesis 1 to 32. 390 years, Genesis 11 10 to 26. 373 years in Matthew 1 1 to 6. 705 years in Matthew 1 7 and 9. The 742, that's the Isaiah forward, and the 2025, that's the time of Jesus' birth until today. That's why we have 2,225 today. And a total of 5,791. And what we explain is the year 5,786. There's a 5 years gap because of this section when the time of Rehoboam until to the time of Joram, because they only record when the about their kingship. So the gap 5 years is over here. So brothers and sisters, everything was recorded in the Bible. So God, Jesus' birth also is in the Bible. The year explained is in the Bible. And our life also. Our manual or our life also was in the Bible. Our life, our manual of life is in the Bible, as what we read in Psalm 119 verse 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. My brothers and sisters, the word of God is our lamp for our feet and a light for our path. The Bible is the word of God. If we follow, this is our lamp and our light for our path. The Bible explained and the Bible's the evidence. My brothers and sisters, peace be with you. Shalom.